And so the doorbell rings, and there is Vanessa at the door with this man. She pops inside and says, "This is my husband to be." Obviously, the good Dr. Huxtable was irritated by this. He was upset by this. He didn't like what was going on. You would think that he would like what was going on, because obviously, my brothers and sisters, this man has come to take one of his daughters off of his payroll, if I can say it like that. But Dabnus was able to sense that the doctor was not all too pleased. And so he went to him and he said, "Sir, I sense I've tried to do everything I can to make myself amicable towards you, and I sense that you're not too pleased with my presence here." And the doctor looked back at him and he said, "Dabnus, the problem is not you. The problem is how she brought you here." And then he made one of the most powerful analogies that leapt in my homiletical imagination. He said, "You see, you can take filet mignon, but if you serve it on a trash can lid, nobody wants to eat it." And can I argue today that many of us today, our worship is not accepted by God because you got the right thing, but you're trying to serve it on a trash can lid. And you think that just because you give it to the Lord, that God has to accept your service, your singing, your preaching, your teaching, your ushering, that God has to be impressed or pleased with you. But I want to remind somebody here today that you've got to understand that worship is about presentation. Ain't no need of you serving. Yes, I said ain't no need of you serving if you're not going to serve with a smile on your face. Ain't no need of you singing if you're not going to sing with joy in your heart. Ain't no need of you teaching Sunday school if you're not going to prepare and study to show yourself approved. Is there anybody here who can testify? I'm not just here at Mississippi Boulevard today because it's Sunday morning, but I've come here today to make a joyful presentation up to the Lord, because God has been good to me, because God has opened doors for me, because God has made a way for me, because God has provided for me. So excuse me if I wave my hand, excuse me if I open my mouth, excuse me if I get out in the aisle, excuse me if I run around this place, but you just don't know my harvest. You don't know what God has given to me. And so I come into his gates with thanksgiving. I enter into his courts with praise. I'm grateful unto him and I bless his name, because the Lord has been good to me. Just look at somebody and say, you got to offer it right.